let's pick this first alert forecast story up where we left off at the top of the newscast. We're getting you ready for Sunday, and this is the nice one. We got a little bit of marine layer to burn off over the next few hours, and then you'll have plenty of sunshine, and this will be a little warmer than Saturday. You might notice, but it's going to be subtle. It's really tomorrow and Tuesday we're going to draw your attention to in a second, but temperatures in the city should make it up into the mid-70s. And you'll be in the mid-80s for the most part for the warmer inland East Bay communities. North Bay valleys will stay in the low 80s today, and we'll be in the low 80s in the South Bay. All right, let's get that high and wide view on the map. We're going to play that game where I switch out the numbers, and what we're going to look at is how the color contours on this map are going to change from Sunday to Monday. I think this visual change usually drives a point home right away. But the numbers, of course, are needed to fill in that story. So now look where we're going to be for daytime highs. When you look at it this way, the point of this story comes across, which is that Monday, right out of the gate, is going to feel quite different than Sunday did. So it's a beautiful weekend, and just don't get taken off guard on Monday, especially here in the Tri-Valley. When you step outside, and temperatures are back up into the mid-90s. Here's Livermore's number. Take a look at Concord. There's Antioch. San Jose, you're going to have some 90-degree days coming, and I do mean plural. These are Monday's numbers, but Tuesday's almost identical. Wednesday technically gets better, but not a whole lot better. And then by the end of this coming work week, you will notice an improvement. And with all of those numbers we just looked at, I think the one that maybe even needs to be called out the most is that one. Because to have the daytime highs climb into the low 80s in the city, you notice that. It's one of the cooler numbers on the map. It's not as cool as Half Moon Bay. But even at that, 74 in Half Moon Bay is a warm day. But the 82 in San Francisco is going to stand out, especially because we were relatively cool to end the week and going into the weekend. There was a good marine influence and temperatures were staying a bit breezy, a bit cloudy. So with temperatures warming up like they are going to, don't get taken off guard on Monday and Tuesday in the city. This is going to last for a couple of days, and then it's going to start to improve. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast when we get there. I just want to draw your attention to one other element to the weather right now. There is a beautiful area of low pressure sitting out here off the coast. This is another one of those early fall season weather makers. You see this beautiful cold front up here. There's some rain in this. When you look at this on the water vapor, you can't miss it. These are always the tools to look at. This weak little area of low pressure up here is not going to do anything for us except for one thing. We're not getting rain out of it. I'll show you the rain in 1 second. We're not getting that rain. What we are getting is a pause in the warm-up, because as long as this low pressure area is still generally here, we can't really feel the influence of the building center of high pressure as long as that thing's here. So basically what that's doing is it's doing you a favor for today. That is what's keeping the temperatures relatively cool for today. And there goes the rain. That's staying way off to the far northwest part of the state and going into the Pacific Northwest. That's not for us. But we can thank it at least from the notion of making today as nice as it's going to be. Let's get into that 7-day forecast, show you what these numbers look like for the inland microclimates. Look at that difference. 88 today, 97 Monday and Tuesday. You're still at 96 on Wednesday, and then it does get much better. By the end of this week, the temperatures are going to come way down. We'll get you down below average for daytime highs. Let's see what this looks like now in the 7-day forecast for the Bay. I know we focused on those low 80s in San Francisco on Monday and Tuesday, but in general in the Bay, these numbers are like Mid-Peninsula, East Bay Shore, Redwood City, Hayward. That's you guys there. San Jose is going to be in the 90s when we get there, low 90s, and there's cool down by the time we get to the end of the week. All right, that's forecast.